Welcome to LoveFluent. We are here today to spread knowledge of how to love ourselves better with your hosts, Love Kianna and the beautiful
Shannon, better known as SP.
Woo! And today we are here to discuss what I wish I knew in my early 30s. All right, so first getting off, I would like to know or talk about and discuss what I wish I knew in my early 30s. Now, this is more so a statement, but I do have a question for you.
Okay.
Because I realized that a lot of things that I thought I knew in my 20s have completely changed in my 30s. And so now we need an update. I want to know, now that 30s are here, what?
Almost out of there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. They here.
They're there. We in it. We in the things. What does self-love look like to you?
Self-love looks like to me, you know how some people always think like, oh, it's a spa day or you gotta go and rejuvenate. For me, it doesn't look like that. It looks like me decompressing at home by myself.
Yeah.
Like really just taking a self break, like a mental break. That's what self-love looks like to me. So that gives me time to really reflect and see what I could be doing different.
Just being away from the rest of the world?
Yeah, I like to shut down. I do. I'm very funny active.
Okay, beautiful. So self-love looks like shutting down.
Yeah, shutting down to me.
Okay, she said cut.
No access. I gotta have some time for me.
I feel you. I feel that.
Yeah.
All right.
How about for you?
Self-love looks like me not caring about what anyone else has to think, has to say. I think I used to care a lot more in my 20s, and now I'm like, deal with it. The no access thing, I'm totally there with you. I think for me, doing what, you know how sometimes we make sacrifices of what we really want so that we can appease the people around us. Self-love looks like I put me first at all times at this point. And it was like, because you can't pour on empty. You can't pour on empty. And we already learned that. So, yeah. So yeah, it looks like putting me first, and I can apologize to you later if I'm sorry, because there was no ill intentions, but I can't be good to you if I'm not good to me.
And should we truly apologize for that? Like, I'm a firm believer. Like, I'm big on an apology, but not so big on sorry. Because I'm not truly sorry for putting me first.
That part. I'm sorry you misunderstood.
Yes, I'm sorry you feel that way. But I have to do this for me. So yeah, I like
feel that. Thank you, love. I have a question for you, Shannon, but before I get to this question, we're going to get to your next question. Go ahead and shoot.
Okay, my next question is, I think this is going to help people. Ooh. Domestic violence. I don't pay enough attention to, the seriousness of it or any of that. Like, how do you know when you're in a domestic? I mean, I got my answer, but I want to hear yours. How
do you know when you're in a domestic? For me, that's a really good question. Because I asked myself that at one point in time. At one point in time, I was in a relationship where I wasn't 100% sure, is this a domestic? And so I had to ask some people. And so, I'm a hairstylist. So I interact with a lot of different people in the salon. And so one day I just was like, I asked one of my clients, hey, how do you know if you're in a domestic? And the client started laughing. I'm like, no, for real, I'm just wondering, like, what's the difference between this is regular ass whooping or
a serious
domestic?
Or is this a good?
Did he just bop you upside the head?
It's not funny. It's not funny. Okay.
Sorry. We gonna laugh. Remember? I was trying to figure out, am I in a domestic? She was like, well, you ain't missing no teeth. And I'm like,
wow, so it's levels to.
She like, so was like, how many times was blood drawn? I don't know. When I'm going out asking all these people, like, how do you know when you're in a domestic? And everybody's like, Oh no, that ain't nothing. If it ain't got to the point where he ain't tried to set your car on fire yet or something, you gotta wake up. So, I don't really know. At this point in my 30s, I feel like if I'm afraid of you, I'm probably in there. We're probably in there.
Yeah, and see, for me, anytime it hurts, like, and I don't mean like life's happenings type of hurt. Like, I don't mean, oh, we had a death in the family, and even though that was your loss, it's like, I don't mean that kind of hurt. I'm talking about if it hurts you physically. I don't care if blood is drawn. If it hurts you physically or puts you in harm's way, physically or mentally, domestic.
Dang.
It's a domestic.
So you can have a domestic with no physical?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Have you ever been verbally abused?
Yeah.
Yes. Like,
and you know what? To be honest with you, I think that almost has like even greater
It does hit me.
I know, right? Please.
But don't.
And is it because you don't know what's happening? Is it? I think in my eyes, I saw a little seep of microaggression or a little shady seeps first, and be like, I'm just playing. You know, you're
right.
For example, I used to wake up in the morning, and then my man will roll over and be like, "Good morning, ugly."
Do you really feel like I'm ugly?
I'm like, what? Good morning, ugly.
No, I thought it was good morning, beautiful.
But then he would laugh and say, "I'm just playing. You know you beautiful. Good morning, beautiful." But I was like, why would stop playing like that?
You
play
wake
too
me
much.
up to that.
But then the next day he'd be like, "Good morning, ugly." And then he kept doing it to the point I talked to you about it. I told you how I felt. How this is making me.
Yeah. Domestic.
Dang. Yeah, but actually, after a while, it did start working out my self-esteem. And I noticed, like, dang, so does he really think so? And now you start to question and doubt who you are. Or what, because this seep of serpents, slithering, telling me I'm ugly subconsciously.
Right. So,
but covered up like I'm just playing.
With the ha or an LOL at the, well, that's a different topic. But
no,
you
that's right.
How it goes, so like you laughing it off, but it's not funny to me.
Right.
So
like, you know what's crazy? He would say, like, if you know you're beautiful, why are you even upset?
Because I need you to reassure me.
Can I get some confirmation?
Man.
Why you need confirmation? You must not think you're beautiful. You think you're ugly?
We're not doing that. We're not.
Okay.
So yeah, anytime it hurts for me.
I agree.
It ain't cool.
Any type of hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that mean though? So regular relationships don't hurt?
Not. I guess it just means like, is it intentional? Like, do I feel targeted with the hurt? Like,
okay, intention has a lot to do.
I think that's it more than anything. And like for me, when you talked about the verbal abuse, my love language is words of affirmation. So when you're telling me all this negative stuff about me, I am internalizing it. It might not make sense to some, but for me, it's like, oh, he said I'm horrible and I'm fat and I'm ugly. So even if I don't feel like I'm that, I might feel like you feel like that.
So self-evaluating, what are you compromising? Or what have you been compromising?
Wow. Oh, wow. If I'm being honest and transparent, I've been compromising a lot of self-respect because I've been accepting a lot of what I shouldn't accept.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost like if we're talking about self-worth, I don't feel like I've been adding tax. I have not been adding tax. So it's just like I'm accepting things, mistreatment from, whether it be relationships, friendships, whatever it is. I don't feel like I've been showing up as my greatest self. So it's like, if I'm not showing up as my greatest self, can I truly be mad at you for not? You know, when we don't always see ourselves as big as we are or as big as we should. So it's like, I'm shrinking myself. A lot of times I'll find myself in situations that I know I'm bigger and better than. And not that I'm bigger or better than anybody per se. It's just I'm better than stuff that I allow to happen. Better than my surroundings. Better than my circumstances. So I think for me, I've been kind of compromising that self-respect. It's like, okay, if you work so much and you see yourself as worthy, why do you keep putting yourself in positions that allow mistreatment or not really a position of elevation?
Is it because we cannot see if what we're looking for is believable or actually available, or if this is like too much for me? Like, why exactly do we do that? I was just asking myself this the other day because I had been self-evaluating, and I was like, Kia, exactly where are you compromising at? And I'm like, damn, well, if I be totally honest, some of these people that I'm having conversations with, I don't even like you for real. Why would I be having conversations with somebody that I don't like for real?
And why do you think though? Or you really?
Is it because I just want to hope that maybe it could turn into something? Are we still building a man into molding of what? Because if I don't like how you currently are, and I feel like let me just paint a little, let me tweak a little, cut a little, snip a little, and then maybe we can.
I think that's what it is. I think it's that hope. Like, it's that hopefulness. Like, I hope this person can be more. I hope he can grow into. I hope that if I love him more. I hope that if I tell him more. I hope he'll hear me and do better. But that's not my reality.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So how do we get past that? And at what point is it acceptable of, okay, this is a potentially great person that could be suited for me. Maybe he just needs to learn me or learn some of my, ways, patterns, habits, what I like, what I don't like. Or do I need to meet someone and fully be accepting this package of what you already have? Because to my understanding, when two people get together, they become two totally new people. And so it's not like you bring in just your old self and I bring in just my old self. It's like we're trying to figure out who we are with us as one. And so I don't know.
And see, for me, I think we should not date somebody's potential. Not go into it like, oh, I think he could be great. I hate to break it to anybody, but if that nigga just ain't this, he just ain't that. Like, it's not that he can't grow to be that, but a woman can't make him that. Like, he has to want to be that. He has to. So yeah, he might be a great person, but a great person doesn't mean a great partner. A great partner doesn't mean, a great person doesn't mean not a great father or whatever, in whatever capacity you show up in. Like, you can be all those things, but you might just not be a great partner for me.
Yeah, you got a point. You have a great point. Actually, I was thinking about, as far as what am I compromising, you don't even really know that you're compromising until you really look back and do these evaluations. I was asking myself the other day, because I had a friend point out to me that, I haven't really showed up for you in areas A, B, and C, but for some reason it's acceptable to you. Why is that acceptable? And I'm like, wow, because I have to really look back and see where was the standard set. Where was
this a man?
This was actually a woman.
Wow.
This was actually a woman. But it was basically like, you always show up to celebrate my birthdays with me, but I done missed the last 3 of your birthdays. And for some reason, you still keep showing up for mine. You must not love yourself.
No, I just love you.
And I really had to look back and do some self-evaluation. Like, was I compromising on how I accept people showing up for me because I've had others not show at all. So I was feeling like a little bit of show was a whole lot. Or at what point in time do you even evaluate, what's acceptable amount of, yes, this person is someone I can depend on?
Did you ask her why she hasn't shown for the last 3?
Mm-mm. It was probably already an excuse given that wasn't. My birthday's in the wintertime too. I think I'm already compromising because of the fact that I know it's cold. I'm like, I don't expect people to show up for me. And
that's the thing. And okay, so that's what now we're getting to it. That's the issue. It's the expectation is so low. So it's not so much that you don't respect yourself or love yourself. It's just the expectation for whatever reason. I don't know if you've been disappointed before or what, but
previous disappointments will do that.
Yeah, it'll make you look at it like, because I know how I am. No expectations lead to no disappointment.
Yeah.
For me, that's my whole outlook on everything.
So. A lot of us. So are you wrong though?
No. But that's my problem too. I never feel like I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't think I'm wrong, but
right. I understand.
Okay, so my next question is, how do you love after a heartbreak?
Love after heartbreak. Love after heartbreak. How do you love after heartbreak? Honestly, I think everybody has to get to the point where we all clear the slate. You just got to learn how to clear the slate. When you're going from one person to the next person, whether that be relationships, friendships, family ships, however, I think knowing that a lot of times the heartbreak probably didn't have anything to do with you. A lot of this stuff be personal issues that people going through, or for whatever reason they can't show up for you at level 5 like you want them to. So they might get scared and say, I just, and next thing you know, you by yourself because they done jumped off the bridge. But I think pouring into you, for me, I really had to do a lot of self-evaluations to realize, how did I get here? And why did I get here? And why did this person lie to me? And now I no longer have expectations for people to be honest with me. I'm not even sure if that's healthy or not, to be honest. Because I'm like, I almost go into it expecting everybody to be lying. And then when they do tell the truth, I'm like, you told the truth. So, yeah, I don't know. I think that's how, to be honest with you, and just taking it slower. And when you could really sit back and say, okay, where did I go wrong in this relationship? Why is my heart even broke? Or were my expectations not what they should have been? Was I expecting this person to be my God? Or am I putting attributes on them that I should be looking to the Lord for? Or, because somewhere I was expecting something and it didn't happen. Mm-hmm. And so I just have to check my level of expectations. Not to say, I'm not going to expect anything from anybody. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to clean the slate and then change my expectations and adjust accordingly, I guess so. And therapy.
Yeah, there's not enough emphasis placed on the need.
Yeah, therapy is definitely a need for therapy.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I remember after I got it wasn't my first heartbreak, it was probably my second. I thought I was gonna kill him. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I was feeling like, you should die. Yeah. But I didn't do it. Because I'm like, I know if I go tell the lady that I'm off you, they might come looking for me. So I think expressing these emotions, because at the time you feel so crazy. It feels like life is over. Everything should be over.
No, for real.
So I think just talking to somebody, when you hear yourself saying certain things out loud, it sounds way different than you right in your head. Because you always tell you that you ain't never wrong.
That's how I feel.
Exactly.
I don't be wrong.
So I think that third perspective will help you a lot, actually. So, Shannon, what do you wish you knew in your 30s. Early 30s.
Early 30s. Well, I'm on my way out of my 30s. I feel like I need to start there.
Okay.
If anybody could have told me anything, I wish they could have told me like it's no time limit on love. Like you don't have to race to the
right.
You know,
gotta be married by 24.
Yeah, right. And then you get to feeling like you failed when here you are, 39, unmarried, seemingly single. seemingly single. And it's just like, dang, I ain't married yet. Is there something wrong with me? Like, I just wish somebody would have told me, like, it's not a race. You're not doing anything wrong. It doesn't take anything from you. And hopefully when it does find you, it adds something to you. So I just wish that's what somebody would have said. Like, it's no rush on love. Get the right one.
I understand. Beautiful. Beautiful. I wish somebody would have said that in my 20s too, because you know everybody's always telling you like this is where you gotta be. You gotta have 3 30, then you get married, then you get 1.5 kids, and then the dog, and then and I'm like, sometimes the order doesn't always go like that, and sometimes people die. Sometimes people get sick. Sometimes car accidents, all type of stuff. So we have to expect the unexpected. I think for me, you know, when you're younger, you think, oh well, I know what I know, and this is how life is gonna be. And I think just constantly reminding myself that life is a revolving, changing, evolving thing helps a lot. Because I think sometimes you get stuck in the patterns of I'm used to talking to this person, or I'm used to being in these circles, or I'm used to being in this city, or I'm not, that we wanted to keep going. And I think I wish I knew it's okay to just adjust.
Yeah.
And just let go. Just adjust and let go. Just, even as far as love is concerned, like, even your expectations of what this love might look like, who it might look like, how old this person might be, is somebody's uncle. Right. You know what I'm saying? Just adjust and let go.
Do you prefer the uncles?
Or the nephew? I do prefer the uncles at this point, because I didn't know how attracted I would be to structure.
Oh, you like being so with the
oh, you was running things? Oh, you running? I follow suit. I said, yeah, I don't know. They like, oh, you got your shit together. I don't know. The nephew kind, he like to play. I like to play sometimes, but it's not. I need the structure. Yeah, give me the structure any day. No. Paul Ball. Yes. As far as the persona of I am Shannon compared to I am SP, let's say, you know, pretty girl perfect compared to pimping man.
I don't pimp. I quit.
You know, how does that come into play in your everyday reflection of learning how to love fluent?
Okay. It gets deep, y'all, and I'm not gonna bore you, so I'm gonna try to keep it kind of quick. Shannon is the lover girl. She is like the hopeless romantic who believes in that fairy tale ending. And the only reason those fairy tale endings don't exist in people's world is simply because they haven't happened. It's not that they can't, it's just it hasn't happened for you, so you haven't experienced it. Shannon hopes for that.
Oh, okay.
SP shows up, SP gets the job done, and she's like, you know what, whatever, love can wait. I'm going to focus on myself, but sometimes in that, I don't focus on others and their feelings. So a lot of feelings get hurt when I operate in SPism. Gotcha. SP ain't really the soft girl.
She don't care.
I hear. I don't care, because it's like, okay, I got to be this person to keep going. It's really a defense, you know, it's like a coping mechanism. Really, it's not anything other than that. It's just like Shannon is sweet and kind and all those things. And while SP is too, she doesn't come off as that. Well, that wraps up this episode for LoveFluent. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you so much for coming, Shannon. I really appreciate that. We love your input. You know, we had to keep it brief real quick, but make sure y'all stay tuned for the next episodes as we dig deeper into what I wish I knew in my early 30s. And with Shannon, tell them where they can find you at, girl.
Well, y'all can find me on Instagram at @1_SP, or you can catch me on Facebook at Shannon Patrick. Don't tell nobody my government, but that's where y'all can find me. That's where you can find me. Or you can also follow my clothing page, which is AWAL_clothing, and that's on Instagram and Facebook.
Yes. AWAL killing me. Look at that. Let's say, yeah. Well, follow me on Instagram as well at Official Love Kianna. You can go ahead and Google Quality by Kianna as well and book my services. I greatly appreciate that, y'all. And we out. It's Love Kianna.